lovelies, this is Megan from Little Hot Tamale, and today we are going to make adorable cat tags. Alright, so let's get started. You will need some heavy white cardstock. My tags are going to measure 3 inches by 3 3/4 inches, but of course you can make your tags smaller or larger. And then to create the background, we're going to use black acrylic paint. And to create the polka dots, we're going to use some kind of tool to dip into the paint. You can use a paintbrush or you can use a pencil. I'm using a pencil because I find it so much easier. And if you want a larger polka dot, you can use the eraser end. And you're just going to continue this process until you get your desired look. Alright, so once you're done, just set your paper aside until it dries. Okay, so let's create the tag portion. You're just going to cut off a little triangle off the top, flip it over to the opposite side, and take a little snip off, and now both sides are perfectly even. This next step is completely optional, but I wanted a sewn look, so I sewed all the way around the tag once. Okay, so next we're going to add ribbon, and this ribbon is from Hobby Lobby in the floral and wedding department, and it actually has wire in it, so I'm removing it because you can see it. And then when you attach it, you should try to have it off-centered like this. And to attach it, I'm going to sew it all the way around without a back stitch. But if you don't have a sewing machine, you can use a stapler or hot glue. But since this is very porous, because it has lots of holes, try to place your staple or your glue where something can cover it so it doesn't show. Next, we're going to create an embellishment cluster using the Caturday collection, and these are available in my Etsy shop called Little Hot Tamale, and these are some of the embellishments from the kit. To add dimension to our embellishment, we're going to take some vellum that measures approximately 4 inches by 3/4 inches and score at every 1/8 of an inch. You can also use regular paper for this to get the same effect. Now we're just going to do the accordion effect where you just fold the paper back and forth. I also wanted to note that it is so much easier when you're using vellum to use smaller pieces of paper, especially if you're scoring at every 1/8 of an inch. And this is just a personal preference. I like to have both end pieces facing the same direction. Next, we're going to use a glitter crepe paper rosette that is slightly smaller than a full-size rosette. And I have a tutorial for this, and I'll leave the link down below for you. And this is just some glitter ribbon. And I like this one because it's somewhat transparent. I just pointed out where the crepe paper overlaps. That's where we're going to place our ticket so that it looks like one continuous circle. Okay, just a little bit of hot glue. We're going to have that kind of hang over the crepe paper rosette, and then we just kind of expanded our accordion paper. This ribbon is from Hobby Lobby. I really hope they bring it back because I absolutely love this ribbon because it's the perfect size and it's silver. Okay, so we're just going to add hot glue. Kind of be careful where you add the hot glue because you don't want it to show, especially on the vellum. Okay, so now we're just going to have the favorite piece overlap the ticket slightly. And I also wanted to point out that the embellishments that we're adding to the cluster are covering the staple in the center. And then for the bingo piece, we're going to have that also overlap the ticket. So now we have a cluster of 3 that are all touching. So that kind of brings your eye to that main element on the tag. To add a little bit more visual balance with the color and the spacing, I'm adding a light bubble and some gemstones. And this is a flat back pearl, and I'm just adding a little bit of hot glue. And so I wouldn't burn myself, I balanced the little gemstone on my X-Acto knife. Next, we're going to fill up the space on the left side of our tag, and we're going to use scrapbook pieces. These are also available in the Caturday collection, and if you purchase the digital version, you can have the printable, or you can create your own element page like I just showed you. That means you can fill an entire page full of tickets and Scrabble pieces if you want to. Okay, so for the backing of the Scrabble pieces, I used foam tape by Scotch. Next, we're going to create a hole reinforcer, and to do this, we're going to use a standard hole punch and a circle punch that measures 5/8 of an inch. And the paper that I'm using is glitter cardstock. Okay, so this really helps me a lot. When I want to punch a hole in a tag that's already decorated, it helps so much if you flip it over so you're not distracted by patterns or embellishments. To finish off the tags, I'm just using some black and white baker's twine. Absolutely love tags because they're so versatile. I use them all the time in my scrapbook albums, for journaling and photos, and as like an embellishment in itself. I also use them on tag flips. You can put them just on a book ring, or you can create a mini album like this, and I have a tutorial, so I'll just leave a link for you if you want to check that out. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Toodles!